What's up, streamers? Yes, NFL players are pansies and are real sensitive. So apparently, during the last owners' meeting, Houston Texans owner Bob McNair made a comment while they were discussing what to do about the protests. And I guess the comment went along the lines of, "We can't let the inmates run the prison," which is a very generic, common line. I've used it myself in my establishment. And basically, we can't let our workers dictate the production with the rules. So, upon the Houston Texans players hearing about this, I'm not sure how they heard about it, whether it leaked or whatever, they decided they were going to walk out. 10 players, including their all star wide receiver, walked out today, left the facility. And I guess the coach, O'Brien, had to talk to some of the rest of the players, convince them to stay. They're going to work it out. He stands along with the players, and they all condemn what Bob McNair said. Now, he came back and apologized, said he didn't mean nothing by it. Apparently, it's racist, what he said. I don't know if because the majority of the people kneeling and protesting are black, and they're saying, equating it to inmates in prison or whatever, or owners in slavery. I'm not real sure what they were offended about, but something along those lines made them, catch some fifis. So at the end of the day, yes, they're spoiled brats because let's face the facts here, all right? They are working a job. It's a nice paying job, millions of dollars. We'd all love to fucking have it. But they are just working a job. Their job is to come 4 or 5 days a week, practice their skills, and then go out and perform on Sunday. Not to kneel, not to be a politician or anything like that. Their job is to catch footballs, throw footballs, run footballs, and block, tackle, these types of things. And what that does is it's a form of entertainment for the majority of the country. We love this shit. We love a good hit. We love a great touchdown run. Love a great catch. What they are failing to understand is they still work for somebody. They still have an employer. They still have a boss. That would be their coach. And then higher than that would be their owner, CEO, Jerry Joneses, the Bob McNairs, the O'Maras. There's plenty of them. Now, some of them are going along with it, but I agree with what he says. I agree with what Jerry Jones said. If you don't stand, you won't play. Because at the end of the day, it's the statistics show that when they're doing these protests, people aren't showing up to the stadium. They're not tuning in. So when they're not tuning in, they don't get the viewership on the station. So the kickback isn't as good. The TV ratings. And when the people aren't showing up to the stadium, well, that's tickets not being sold. Or potentially they are sold, but they're just not showing up. And a lot of people are like, well, if you don't show up to the game, that doesn't hurt them. Well, when you're not buying the $15 hot dog and, $8 beer, that does tend to hurt the pockets, especially when thousands upon thousands aren't doing it as much as they were in the prior years. So the consumers have said it. They've had enough. What the players don't understand is they are just an employee, and the customer's always right. Unfortunately, and when you're dealing with a customer-based type of business, the customer is always right. Even when they're wrong, they're right. Because if they're not making the business money, then the owner can't make money, therefore they can't pay you. So essentially, employees cost the business money, and the customers make the business money. So you see how that works? So if you're going to turn away the customers on what the employees are doing, you got to talk to the employees and go, hey, our customer service needs to get better. What are you doing? Think about any other job that you or I have ever worked at or work at currently. If you told your boss you weren't going to abide by the new policy, that you didn't like it, it was stupid, I'm not going to do it, that'd be insubordination. If you said you weren't going to wear your name tag, tuck in your shirt, blah, blah, blah. Every day was dress down day for you. That wouldn't work. How long would you be employed by that company? Now, I get it. It's all went to their head because they're making millions of dollars. They got yogurt commercials and Nike deals that they're larger than life. And that's partly our fault because we've idolized them for this long. But at the end of the day, they have a job to do, and it's to entertain, not to be a politician. If you want to be a politician, quit your day job. All right? You don't see me making these videos at my establishment, do you? No. So what they need to do is decide, do they want to continue to make the millions of dollars and entertain people and make a good product for their company and their bosses to have a lot of money, which therefore turns around, makes them a lot of money, sets their family up, or do they want to be an activist? And if they want to do that, quit and become an activist. I would applaud you on that. I might not like your narrative, might not like your views, but I would applaud you on that. You know, say whatever you want to say, just you can't do it in the public eye when you're dealing with an establishment like that. You know, you got to be careful, especially when you do have a platform like that. You're a representative of the team. You're always wearing that jersey now because you're that big. You know, maybe if the punter said something, nobody would give a shit. But when your all-stars are kneeling and tweeting things, yes, it's going to cause attention and it's going to cause a lot of flack. And the consumer is going to pay attention to what you are saying. And if they don't like it, they're not going to buy the tickets. They're not going to buy the product. So I have no sympathy for you ball players. I have none at all. Because us everyday employees can't get away with that shit. We can't kneel at work. We can't untuck our shirts. So, you know, quit being crybabies. Do what you got to do. Put a good product on the field. And cater to your customers. If your customers are saying, hey, we don't want to see the fucking kneeling anymore, stop fucking kneeling. Or find a different job. You know? Become a preacher. You can kneel all the time. Become a thinking man statue. You just can't be a ball player because the customers have already told you that's not what they want. Can't have your cake and eat it too, buddy. Can't have millions and be an activist. All right? You know, unless you're becoming a politician, keep your politics to yourself. No one really gives a shit. If you actually think about it, I'm not trying to say that all athletes are stupid, but the common belief is, oh, you know, dumb jocks. So why would we give a fuck what you think anyways? I personally don't. I don't care what Hollywood thinks. I really don't care what most people fucking think. Damn sure ain't going to listen to an athlete going to tell me about politics. I mean, let's be serious here. But if you want to do something for the communities and stuff, or especially the black community, do something actually for the black community. I don't see kneeling raising an awareness or walking out from your team. You know, that's more divisive. That's quitting. And that's asinine. And you're not being a good sport at all, actually. You know, sometimes you got to take shit on the chin. I do shit at work that I don't like to do. I think it's stupid. But that's what the policy is. That's what the boss wants me to do. So that's what I do. All right, well, that's all I got to say. You know, stop being bitches, guys. You're a bunch of divas. All right, man up. Start earning the check. Anyways, like, subscribe, leave a comment.